Team เขียว let's go
Yes.
Let's
Team
go!
Gal, let's go.
Come on.
Yeah.
we fight for you my lord
Yeah.
No, it's all about Team Black. Listen, come on, us boys and girls over there. We are the true bloodline. Thank you very much.
You support Team Black because when you're right, you're right, and when you're wrong, you're green.
Nah.
All hail King Aegon.
I mean to fight this war and win it.
English now not for the good of the realm, but for the satisfaction of vengeance.
Our terms are very simple. Renounce the false king and bend the knee to the king, or your house burns.
Good. To war then.
And the desire to kill and burn takes hold and reason is forgotten.
My ships sail at your command.
You're going to see them going at each other's throats.
alright hi I'm ชัมธกิจ from JUST do IT Thailand สวัสดีครับ
Hi.
how you doing my lord
You're looking good, man. Look at that. You've got the full regalia. Looking sharp, brother.
Hi.
Oh, I love that.
Love your fur.
It's brilliant.
oh thank you
So cool.
We're going to King's Landing.
Damon is such a complex character to play what's your secret sauce on taking on this role
Well, I was very excited. You know, for the very reason that you start there with. He is utterly complex. He's very conflicted, and I thought how interesting to play someone that has such a sort of, in many ways, this is what's very interesting about him, a very deep moral compass and a lack of a moral compass at the same time. So the compass is just doing this all over the place, everywhere, and you know, it's that's quite liberating to play.
You have no idea the sacrifices that were made to put you on that throne.
It's always fun playing a character like Aegon, who is a wild card, he's unpredictable, he's dangerous, he's vulnerable, he's funny. There's a lot to do with just benefiting from the brilliant scripts that our writers create, and a lot of it is already there on the page, and it's just our jobs as actors to bring it off the page and breathe life into it. He's got all the exciting colours that make you want to get out of bed in the morning.
You must crush this beast at its head.
The scripts are good enough that you get a clue from reading the scripts as to who he is and how he behaves. One of the things that we discussed before I got the role, when I was talking with Ryan and Miguel, the key to him was the fact that he was a father and cared about his family. The problem with him is that his ambition can sweep everybody away in its wake as he seeks to do this thing. So that was quite simple, I guess, for season 1. Season 2 was a little bit different because when we meet him, 10 days after the end of season 1, he's grieving. Ostensibly, he's grieving the loss of his grandson, but also still the loss of his brother, his son, and his daughter. So the only thing that I did extra, other than read the scripts, was that I actually read a book on grieving by a famous writer called C.S. Lewis. I was thinking you just thought about Narnia.
My favorite man.
Yeah, C.S. Lewis about grieving about the fact that he when he lost someone very dear to him, and talks about the fact that that person's always still in the room, sort of thing. So that was basically it. I mean, it wasn't extensive, but it helped.
Interesting.
you did a wonderful job actually
Oh, thank you so much.
usually I always have a love-hate relationship with every character in this universe but I think you're the one that I always like
Oh, good. Yeah, you can stay. You can stay.
Yeah.
Give him 8
Okay.
minutes. Sorry.
The Targaryen who sits the Iron Throne is not just a king or a queen. They are a protector of the realm.
what was it feel like working with the living legend himself George R.R. Martin
It's a great honor. There are a lot of living legends on this show. No, it's a great honor, and I grew up as a fan of this world. I think I found these books about 25 years ago and deeply immersed myself into them. I was a big science fiction and fantasy fan. To be here 2.5 decades later and a little balder, making the show is a real honor.
Do you accept me as your queen and ruler.
Tell me about your favorite things about working with Emma Darcy.
Where do I begin? Well, Emma is one of the sort of deepest, most thoughtful, genuinely very interesting people I know. Sort of a remarkable quality that I've not seen in many, to be honest. And I have great respect for them and care and just think they've done the most beautiful job as Rhaenyra, even though they wouldn't like to hear that, but it's true. Look, it's sort of extraordinary, particularly this season. There's something utterly transformative about them. So yeah, I just think top draw, one of the best.
You guys are like my favorite couple on screen, so
Yes!
Side.
Come on! We'll take that.
Okay, Fabian,
Yes.
after wearing this kind of suit, the knight armor, you look cool on the King Tia suit, but
Thank you.
I don't feel like it's gonna look comfy at all. How do you survive the day on set?
You're so
Give me
comfortable
your-
in it,
I'm so comfortable. It's such a comfortable suit. It's like wearing a onesie. No, it's I've got a very good costumer called Christian, who you love as well.
Yeah.
And he makes everything incredibly easy, as manageable as it can be, to be honest. But the days are long. I'm not in a flowy leather dress like some.
I'm not in a leather dress.
Smithy is.
Yeah, Smithy is, yeah.
Smithy is, though. Yeah.
Do you know what? I just like anything that's loose.
Yeah.
Because a lot of these costumes are very well fitted, quite structured. Beautiful craftsmanship, but for you to be in that all day, it's nice to, especially after lunch, just to have a t-shirt on or like a tunic.
The little
or something
vest,
like
the
that.
little uniform vests we wear underneath.
Yes, we do.
They're
yeah,
quite good.
Yeah. When Fabian and I are often taking off items of clothing to be comfortable between takes.
And just for fun as well.
yeah.
I think Damon ultimately has a sort of a silhouette that I think is quite cool. So I'm in some black leathers this year that I think pretty nice. I've got like a sort of leathery jacket thing, which is quite cool. And the armor I think is pretty jazzy as well. Yeah, the dragon armor.
Every time there's a dragon on the screen, my jaw was dropping. But what's it really like shooting those kind of scenes? I think it's gonna be completely different.
I love this.
It's exactly like riding a dragon. Though the reality that what you see on the screen is so very different from what is really going on for me. They have like this a sort of metal, it's kind of like the size of a small house, and you have to go up a stairway to get on it, and they put a saddle on it, and then they strap you into the saddle, and then they double strap you into the saddle. And then everybody gets off and you're left alone on the top of this house. And then the house starts moving and and at the beginning they said, oh, it's going to be just like a roller coaster ride and it'll be really scary and really intense. So I was prepared like that. It was it's more of a sort of rolling. It wasn't like a...
Oh, right.
But then you're on it all day so it's moving around and especially I had to do quite a lot of fighting this season, and so they started actually making the turns and the moves a bit more violent.
Oh my
And
gosh.
there was one time, so first of all they've got 4 men down below the bottom of the house with massive leaf blowers blowing wind in your face, so you're kind of like that. And then and then the house is going like that. But then they said, right, we're going to make the moves really extreme now. So they started moving the house kind of, it had to look like I was going upside down.
Right. Oh
so
my
it
gosh.
sort of moved like that. And then the move finished and everyone shouted cut and went off to get a coffee. But they left the house hanging like that. So I was sort of hanging like this.
While they wait for coffee.
And I was shouting, let me down, help! So I was hanging sort of off the side of this cliff, strapped on, but feeling like, my thighs are going to give way at any minute. So it was that was hectic, but it's, yeah. And then you see when they've cut it together and they put all the CGI and stuff,
wow.
it looks amazing.
Wow.
But it's kind
Harry
of weird.
complained of motion sickness. Did you hear that?
You do sort of get motion sickness. You're just on it for a long time.
You should try some, Steve. Ask them. You're gonna be fine.
Well, because initially when I got the job and they said, yeah, but you don't have a dragon, I was like, but I want a dragon. And then exactly, because then I've heard them talk about it. I'm like, I'm not sure I want a dragon anymore. I'm happy with the boat. Thank you.
Ewan loves it.
Does he?
Yeah, he loves
He's
it.
really into it.
Ewan came off and he did his first dragon session about a week before mine, and he said, and I met him just after he'd finished, and he said, "Oh man, it's life changing." He was taking drugs. It looked like he just had the best trip of his life.
Fantastic.
So I was really excited.
Yeah.
And then I got on it.
And it was that.
Wasn't quite the same.
But it's quite good fun. There are worse ways to spend a day.
Yeah, Eve just tell me that it feels like riding a roller coaster ride. Is it like that for you?
Yeah. It is a bit like that, actually. It is a bit like that. You're sort of, I mean, it's not as aggressive as a roller coaster, but yeah, it's like a very mild version of that, certainly.
So for this season, I think you guys know that we all fan anticipated for certain epic battle scene. So can you share us about your experience shooting this kind of scene?
Well, yeah, gotta be careful not to give too much away, but it's always exciting doing scenes like that. There's always a plethora of challenges. I think as actors, we have to be the aglet of the lace and find the hole to get, be accurate, be precise, and just turn up and do your job.
Yeah, I mean, Jim Clay, our production designer, is a mad genius. He builds the sets that he builds in the show, which I think you get to see a bit in the behind-the-scenes material, are so huge and so they're the tallest, biggest things I've ever seen. And I think a lot of people watch the show and presume, because it's Game of Thrones, that we're just looking at a lot of blue screen and clever visual effects, and you certainly are. But the sets are enormous, and I think I was just. My experience in creating television is always you walk on the set and you're like, okay, it's a little smaller than I thought, but I think we can make this work. And this I'm still 4 years into this thing, still walking onto Jim's sets going, I can't believe how big this thing is. And whenever he creates something new, it's such a treat to be able to take it in.
This show looked like one of the best sets to live in. So, do you have your favorite day on set? I'd love to hear about it.
Favorite day?
Oh, do you know what, actually? There's a scene in episode 2 where myself, Fabian, and Reese fans had a 3-way scene.
Oh, no.
And it was not even just the highlight of this job, but I think one of the highlights of my entire career so far. But I think you might know, if you've seen the episode, you'll know which scene I mean, but we had a lot of fun that day, didn't we?
We had a lot of fun. Yeah, I won't elaborate on that.
And yet, Alicent's son sits my throne. I mean to fight this war.
I really enjoy how you decide to highlight Rhaenyra and Alicent's relationship in the first season compared to what it was portrayed in the book. What is something that you had in mind since the day one?
The very first story ever published about this world before Fire and Blood was written, there was a novella called The Princess and the Queen, and it was about Rhaenyra and Alicent and their story, and it's an excerpt essentially from Fire and Blood. It's really an abridged excerpt from the book. That title always stuck with me, and it reminded me that the first story that George ever told was about Rhaenyra and Alicent. And yes, they were not they were a little more separated in age in the book, and they were definitely more adversarial out of the gate. But we were always fascinated by the idea on television of well, what if that was the way the history was written, but what if they were closer when they grew up at court together and then became adversarial in the end, and the historians sort of lost track of the intricate complexities of the relationship. And the show, you've seen all the marketing of the posters. The show is based on the Alicent and Rhaenyra story, and I think it's the thing that's going to keep the show going until we bring it to an end.
I said I'm fine. Come on.
Okay, let's go back a bit. For season 1, episode 8, there's some specific moment that I love when your character pick up a King Viserys crown.
Yes.
I heard that is like some kind of like just come up on the scene, right? It's just come up on the scene, right?
Well, it fell off.
Yeah.
Please don't cut. So I grabbed it and picked it up, and then he went and sat down. So I placed it. It was lucky. It was fortuitous, and luckily the director let it keep running. And because sometimes they go, "Oh no," and I thought, "Oh God, no, don't do that." And then we went and said, "Actually, oh, can we keep that in?" And we kept doing it, and thankfully it made it in. And it's a nice moment between me and Paddy, who I miss.
Yeah. Did you expect that this soft gesture to convey such a powerful message?
No, I didn't. But you know, I suppose I knew at the time that there was a deep kind of symbolism in it, and I knew it worked.
Yeah.
You know, and so I went straight over to the director, who's Geeta, I think, and just said, "Oh yeah, like we've got to keep that if we can."
That's why you're such the best.
Oh, mate, well, that's very kind. It was lucky.
Fuck dignity. I want revenge. I did not think they would be so eager to die.
As the king, can you cheer up all the fans that's on Team Green?
Yeah.
For us, please. Yeah, we're gonna fight for you.
Good. Well, thank you. Love this. Yeah.
Yes.
Just need people to turn up, you know. Just need people to wear green, fly the flag, spread the word. I'm doing my part, so you guys need to do your part.
How do you say Team Green in Thai?
Team เขียว
Team Kiao.
Yeah, Team เขียว let's go.
Yes.
Let's
Team
go.
Kiao, let's go.
Come on.
Yeah, we fight for you, my lord.
Yeah, legend.
As the part of Team Black, I need you guys to shout out for anyone who's supporting you, or maybe one the other team, what they're gonna get on this season. Start with you, Steve.
Well, hey, big up Team Black, and I'll say what I said recently. I was in Mexico. I said this: you support Team Black because when you're right, you're right, and when you're wrong, you're green.
Nah.
That's what up off the cuff, just like that.
Actually, you didn't even plan that.
I know, it's just like that.
Team Black, baby.
Yeah, let's go.
Coolest.
Be the best. Be the best.
Yeah.
I realized for Tom that I'm on his side. Actually, I'm not. Yeah, Team เขียว let's go. Yeah, we fight for you, my lord. Yeah. With you guys.
No, it's all about Team Black. It's listen, come on, us boys and girls over there. We are the true bloodline. Thank you very much. And
That's right.
Don't worry about that. Not. It's all handbags and talk with them.
If you enjoyed season 1, then you'll definitely enjoy season 2. It's more desperate, the stakes are higher, there's a lot more energy. It's a bigger scale, it feels. The ticking time bomb is ticking along pretty quickly, and it's going to get nuclear.
Well, this season, we've got some wonderful new actors coming in. Tom Glencarney is just amazing, one of my favourite characters this year. We are again trying to create a show with great scale and ambition, which feels sort of violent and thrilling and mad and political. Yeah, we're hopefully going to deliver something that all of you guys can sit down and enjoy again. Fingers crossed.
I don't think it's a feel-good story. I think there are moments of light and hope in it, but things get pretty gnarly pretty fast, and we pick up right where we left off at the end of season 1, and the Greens and the Blacks are very entrenched on their own sides, and there's a lot of generational hatred built up between them, and we are going to see them going at each other's throats in order to claw for purchase and position, and in many cases vengeance.
Yeah, I think you guys just made a perfect feel bad show of the century.
My father chose me, his firstborn child, to succeed him. He held to his decision until death. And yet,
Alicent's son sits my throne.
You must crush this beast at its head.
War is coming, and neither of us may win.
And you look great, mate, as well. You look good. It suits you.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna say like this. I'm gonna go out after it to a bar.
It's gotta be hot there though, man. Like, don't get too hot in that.
Yeah, I'll stand of it. That's it for me today. In the name of Thai fan, we love you and we're supporting you. We're gonna fight for you for sure.
Yay!
Let's go with team back.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Kapung Crap. Thank you.
Thanks, bro.
Yeah.
Cheers, mate.
Thank you.
Nice
Thank you so
one.
much. So
Oh,
hope to
thank
see
you.
you on the next season.
Thank
you so much.
Really appreciate it.
Up.
All right, take care.
See you
Really
on
kind of
season
you to
3,
say.
man.
One
Don't
love,
die,
man.
okay?
Bye bye.
หากคุณรักการดูซีรีส์ก็อย่าลืมกดซับกดแชร์ กดไลค์และกดปุ่มแจ้งเตือนเอาไว้ เพื่อไม่ให้พลาดหลากคอนเทนต์สุด Exclusive เจาะลึกถึงซีรีส์หลากหลายกว่าใคร ที่เดียวที่จอดอ Just Do It พิมพ์จารีตภาษาอังกฤษ ส่วนดูภาษาไทย